When I first started my first couple of companies, I was trying to be everything, okay? I was the creative, I was the copywriter, I was a strategist, I was a technician, and it becomes exhausting. Know your numbers. It baffles me how many business owners actually don't know their numbers. A lot of businesses, when they can define what category they're in and really amplify that and even become their own category king, it enables them to really be able to grow and scale their business.
Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of the Make It Happen show, where it's time for you to make it happen. We're joined by Brett Campbell, the founder of Klaxon, a multi-award-winning digital growth agency. Brett's an experienced entrepreneur. He's had 3 previous businesses and he's been a vision partner here at the Entourage for years. Today, Brett's going to take you through the 3 key questions that he and his team ask their clients, and it's helped them generate over $1 billion in revenue. He also goes through the 5 lenses that you need to view your business in order to win at digital. Brett's got a huge amount of experience in this area, so everything he shares with you today will be absolutely invaluable. Let's get into it.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that warm and lovely welcome. Super excited to be here today. This is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. I'm used to speaking for hours and running daily events for the Entourage, but this is super exciting to be able to condense as much as I possibly can to the next 10 minutes. And I want to focus that time on maximizing digital growth for entrepreneurs, for founders in their business. Obviously, we've been through some pretty chaotic times in 2020. Lots has happened, and it's basically forced us entrepreneurs and business owners to second guess and third guess and fourth guess and look at our businesses and go, well, how do we come out of 2020 and make sure 2021 is the best year that we could ever have? And I really do believe that is probable and most likely for the businesses that can get these fundamentals that I'm going to talk about and share, getting it down pat. So I want to start with, first and foremost, everything that I'm going to be sharing over the next 10 minutes is predicated off real life, actual, factual results and things that we've been able to work and uncover with our clients. Klaxon, so we're a digital growth agency. We partner with businesses and brands. And what we do is we focus on growing your business from a digital lens. Now, as you know, there's a number of different lenses in which we need to look at growing a business, but from a digital aspect, it enables us to be able to have the fastest possible route to growth. And these 3 key things that I'm going to be talking about today are really the nucleus on how we're able to grow and scale businesses, all from small to medium business all the way through to billion-dollar companies. So the first and foremost is that of knowing your business outcome. I don't think this can be talked about enough, right? Majority of my conversations where people come to me, they go, how much should I spend on marketing, or what platform should I use? Should I use Facebook, Instagram? It's like, those are all amazing questions to be asked at the right time. Currently, we're asking those questions at the wrong time. Okay. So first and foremost, you need to look at your business and go, what's your actual outcome? How much are you looking to generate? What are your revenue goals of your business? Right. So when someone says, oh, I want to run some ads, and I'm like, okay, cool. Well, how many sales of your product do you want to make? Well, I don't know. So we need to, that's going to purely predicate and dictate the strategy in which you build to actually go out there and market your products and services. So knowing your revenue goals, looking at your market size, how much market share could you actually gain within an industry? I've seen a lot of people want to grow and scale to a certain size business, but when you actually look at the market, you look at the amount of customers, the congruency of what they're wanting doesn't line up with what's possible. And in many cases, though, is people are looking at it from the market's a lot bigger than what they actually realize, and the opportunities are a lot bigger than they realized. And in many cases, that could be the gas, that could be the fuel to actually get you even more excited about growing your business, right? You also need to look at product to market fit, right? So knowing your business outcome, you need to know, does your product actually fit, right? Does your product actually line up, and is it congruent with the person that you're trying to sell it to? And then finally, the category. What category do you really want to dominate, right? So for us, Klaxon, we're a digital growth agency. Digital growth is our category. We don't see ourselves as an advertising agency. We don't see ourselves as a Facebook advertising agency. We're a digital growth agency. So we've created a whole number of characteristics and movement qualities based around that category. So in everything that we do, it's all about digital growth, digital growth, digital growth. And I see a lot of businesses when they can define what category they're in and really amplify that and even become their own category king, it enables them to really be able to grow and scale their business. So first thing there is know your business outcome, okay? Know your business outcome. The second is know your numbers. It baffles me how many business owners actually don't know their numbers. And again, there's many numbers you could be putting out on a spreadsheet to look at, and in many cases, most business owners don't do that because it's quite overwhelming. And then we're like, what do we track? What do we measure? We don't really know. The most important number I truly believe that most business owners should know, especially when it comes to marketing and growing and scaling their advertising, is how much can you actually spend to acquire a client, right? Super valuable. How much can you actually spend to acquire a client? So you need to take into account, what's your profit margin of your product? Like, what does it actually cost you to deliver this product or service? An example is I had a friend of mine come to me, and I'm going to use basic maths here for my mindset, or else I'll be getting pulled up from all these math whizzes out there saying that doesn't make sense. So I have a friend, he's an electrician. He sells a air conditioner, and it costs $4,000, so retail. $4,000, he'll come to your house and they'll install an air conditioner, okay? And I said to him, well, what does it actually cost you to acquire a client? He goes, well, I don't know, but I want to spend $50 on a lead. And I'm like, okay, so why $50? He goes, well, I heard someone else say that that's probably around about what I should be paying for a lead. I'm like, cool, let's work this out. So because you make $4,000 gross, okay? What does it cost you by the time you send one of the guys out in the van to deliver it and install it? Roughly about $2,000. Okay, so there's $2,000 worth of profit, gross profit, with inside that job. And I said, okay, so you want to spend $50 per lead? He goes, that's correct. I said, okay, how many leads do you need before you make a sale? He goes, well, I close 50%. So he needs 2 leads, which is $100. So I said, so you want to spend $100 to make $2,000? He goes, yeah. I said, what if it cost you $500 to make $1,500? Would you still be happy? He goes, yeah, I'd be really happy. So I'm like, well, look, we've literally just quadrupled the amount of what you can spend in order to acquire a client, right? And we went all the way up to, he would literally be happy to break even. So he would literally be happy to spend $2,000 to acquire a client in order just to grow and scale his workforce. Because his main goal, if we go back to the first point, know your business outcome, he wanted to have another 8 vans out there servicing the entire region. And in order to grow and scale, he needed to get these jobs through, and he was more than happy to invest all the profit that they would generate from a job back into growing and scaling.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to jump in here to let you know if you're enjoying this episode, it doesn't need to stop here. We've taken this episode plus all the other episodes and also video footage from the interviews and made it available for free. There's also a bunch of fantastic guides, tools, and resources you can use to grow your business. To grab those tools, just go to www.the-entourage.com/podcast. Right, let's get back into the show.
Okay, so again, this sort of comes around full circle. So once you know your business outcome and you know how much you can spend, what you then need to figure out is who is your who? Okay, this is a really important lesson. And it doesn't just qualify for marketing. This is for all aspects of business growth. Who is your who? Who are you going to get to do this for you? Who are you going to get to make your sales calls? Who are you going to get to run your marketing? Who are you going to get to design your strategy? Who are you going to get to do your accounts? Who are you going to get to write those legal letters when you need a legal letter, right? You need to uncover who is your who. And in the digital growth space, I want to share with you 5 lenses nice and quickly, because this is what it truly takes to win in digital. Okay, when it comes to designing and creating and executing world-class campaigns that get you a return on investment, having an agency with about close to 30 people working with inside our organization, and the last 4 years of really trying to figure out the balance of who do we need, what skills do we need in order to make this work. Here are the 5 key lenses of how to win in digital. The first lens is that of the creative lens. So we need someone who has the ability to be able to create and bring to life graphics, right? Whether it's in a video perspective, whether it's a static image, right? A lot of us put our hands up to start with and we think we're designers and we use Canva to design. In some cases that might work, but again, not in a world-class strategy that is going to grow and scale your company. It might be the starting point, but to win overall, you need the creative thinker, the person who can create and think these ideas, and then you need the creative designer, okay? The person who can actually execute, use Photoshop, use Adobe Illustrator, any one of the products, okay? The second lens is that of a copywriter, okay? The person who writes the words, the person who comes up with what do I need to say and where in order to get someone from A to Z, right? It's a skill. It's a very creative skill. They use a lot of influence, they use a lot of persuasion. They need to understand psychology, sales psychology, marketing psychology, right? You can see the first two lenses are that of a very more creative type thinker. Okay, you could almost say it's more that the right side of your brain is being utilized with those two skills. The third is very left brain dominant, and that's the technician. That's the person who you would call the media buyer. That's the person who sits in one of your ad accounts, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. They're the person that looks at the data. They mine the data. They look at the results. They go, okay, so people aged 27 from Sydney suburbs is reacting 35% more than people on the other side of the town who are 26 and da-da-da-da-da. They geek out on spreadsheets, right? They look at it. They mine the data. So the first three lenses, we've got the creative, we've got the copywriter, and then we've got the technician, okay? The fourth lens is that of the strategist. That's the person that can create the map, okay? They're the person that creates the steps, sees the steps, fills in the blanks, sees the steps that aren't currently there. They're the person that you would want in your orienteering team who would be leading you around the world trying to solve the problem, right? So the strategist is the ideas person, okay? And the fifth lens is that of the business builder. And this is unless you've got experience in building businesses in multiple industries, it's a hard lens to acquire, right? The business builder looks at an entire strategy. They look at an entire marketing strategy and go, how's this actually going to help us grow the company? Not how are we just going to get some more leads or how are we just going to make some more sales in our e-commerce store. How is this going to grow the business month on month, right? When do we need to bring a new resource to scale the business? When do we need to bring in new product lines, right? So the five lenses combined really do bring up, if you're ever a fan of Captain Planet, right? It's the it really combined is exactly what you need. And here's the biggest issue that a lot of us founders and business owners, and I put my hand up because when I first started my first couple of companies, I was trying to be everything, okay? I was the creative, I was the copywriter, I was a strategist, I was a technician, and it becomes exhausting. So the lesson there is, who is your who? Who are you going to get? Who are you going to find to help you build and grow your business? So just to recap quickly there, we've got the three key things that you need to understand to maximize digital growth in your business so you can grow and scale in 2020 is you need to know your business outcome, fall in love with what the outcome looks like. Then you need to become very granular and know your numbers. If you come to me and say, how much should I spend? I'll say, how much have you got to spend? Right? So you need to understand your numbers, the economics of what actually makes sense. And then, of course, you need to understand the lenses, the five lenses. The who is your who. That's all we've got time for. That was a bit of a mouthful. I think I'll take a breath right now. But thank you for tuning in. If you want to connect with me, just connect on Instagram at Brett Campbell Official, or you can send me an email, brett@claxon.agency. Thank you so much. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Make It Happen show. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And it doesn't need to end there. We've actually gone and grabbed a whole bunch of extra resources for you. Behind the scenes footage, videos from this and all the other episodes, as well as show notes that you can grab for free. Just head along to www.the-entourage.com/podcast and you can grab all those extra resources. Thanks for tuning in, and I cannot wait to introduce you to our next guest on the next episode.